She's not exactly what you'd call a great actress. In fact, some might say she's not a very good one at all. And the thing about people like that, they always have those little tells. Those moments where you can just see that they're not being real, not being authentic. It started like any other polished PR campaign, Meghan Markle glowing under perfect lighting, flashing that camera-ready smile as she introduced her brand-new female empowerment initiative. Everything looked flawless on the surface, until it wasn't, because what Meghan didn't expect was the firestorm waiting just around the corner, and this time, it didn't come from the British tabloids or some royal insider whispering behind closed doors. No, the blow came from conservative firebrand Dana Loesch, a woman known for speaking her mind, and this time, Meghan was her target. And let's just say, the takedown was brutal. Recently, Meghan has been working overtime to reinvent herself. Gone are the days of royal tiaras and palace gossip. Now, it's all about founder energy. She's rebranded herself as the visionary behind a lifestyle empire, American Riviera Orchard, the self-made woman who built it all from scratch. Her social posts, interviews, and brand launches have all pushed that same narrative, Meghan Markle, the entrepreneur bringing elegance back to everyday living. But Dana Loesch wasn't buying it for a second. For anyone unfamiliar, Dana's not exactly known for playing nice. She's a former NRA spokesperson turned radio powerhouse, a woman whose words hit harder than most headlines. She's called out politicians, celebrities, and cultural figures alike, and she's never been afraid to go for the jugular. So when Meghan's perfectly curated founder story started making the rounds, complete with those glossy photos of her arranging fruit baskets and spreading homemade jam like she was the next Martha Stewart, Dana went nuclear. On her national radio show, The Dana Show, she tore into Meghan's entire brand rollout. Her verdict? Meghan didn't found anything. She just funded a vanity project with royal money. There's a difference. And that was all it took. The internet exploded. Meghan's supporters rushed in to defend her, insisting she absolutely deserved the title of founder. But Dana doubled down, releasing a viral clip titled The Meghan Markle Myth, When Branding Becomes Delusion. Within hours, the video was everywhere. In that segment, Dana calmly dismantled Meghan's carefully built image, with receipts. She pointed to trademark filings showing Meghan listed as owner, not creator. She highlighted that much of the company's structure had existed long before Meghan came along, handled by consultants, investors, and business managers. Then she dropped the line that would echo across social media: "You can't buy a pre-built company, slap your initials on the jars, and call yourself a founder. That's not entrepreneurship, that's cosplay." Ouch. The clip went viral overnight. X, YouTube, TikTok, all flooded with commentary and memes. Hashtags like #FounderFail and #JamScam started trending. Some even compared Meghan to Elizabeth Holmes, the fallen startup queen, calling her the Theranos of lifestyle brands. Behind the scenes, Meghan's team reportedly went into full-blown damage control. A PR insider claimed the mood inside her Montecito mansion turned ice cold. Meghan was furious. She felt blindsided, humiliated that a radio host, of all people, had managed to pierce her polished image. But the real problem? Even business media began agreeing with Dana. Outlets like Business Insider and Forbes started asking uncomfortable questions. How much of American Riviera Orchard was actually Meghan's work? Analysts dug into corporate records and found that the groundwork, packaging, suppliers, design, was all in motion before Meghan's name was ever attached. To many, it looked less like a passion project, and more like a prepackaged investment opportunity. Meanwhile, Dana Loesch was thriving. On her next broadcast, she smirked and said, "Didn't mean to break the royal Wi-Fi, but I guess truth travels faster than a palace press release." Late-night hosts joined in too. One joked, "Meghan's jam brand says it's homemade, we're just not sure who's home." Another quipped, "When she said she wanted to spread sweetness, we didn't realize she meant her PR team." Brutal. As the jokes piled up, Meghan's supporters blamed sexism, saying powerful women always face backlash for building empires. But others weren't convinced. To them, this wasn't about gender. It was about authenticity. And that's exactly what made Dana's attack land so hard. Meghan was preaching authenticity, but people weren't sure she was living it. Within days, Meghan's brand pages were flooded with comments demanding transparency. Some even accused her of leveraging her royal title to secure deals and suppliers. And then came Dana's second strike, a follow-up episode titled The Meghan Mirage, When Royalty Tries to Rebrand. In it, Dana shared public business records linking Meghan's company to a previously dormant entity, one that existed long before Meghan founded it. The implication was clear: someone else had done the groundwork. Meghan just stepped in for the spotlight. That revelation ignited a wildfire. YouTubers, podcasters, gossip channels, everyone pounced. Commentators called it Meghan's biggest credibility crisis since the Netflix era. Even her Hollywood friends went silent. One insider whispered to Deadline, "No one wants to get dragged into Meghan's brand drama right now. The optics are a mess." For Meghan, it wasn't just bad press, it was personal. She'd spent years trying to prove she was more than a duchess. But in less than 2 days, one radio host had torn that image apart. She reportedly called an emergency PR meeting, demanding to know who leaked the records. But it didn't matter. The damage was already done. Even Vanity Fair, usually sympathetic to her, published a thinly veiled critique that read, "Meghan's biggest challenge isn't her product, it's the perception that her empire is more performance than substance." And that's when things really spiraled. Because for the first time since that famous Oprah interview, Meghan wasn't battling the royal press, she was up against American media on its own turf. And Dana Loesch? She'd just cracked open a narrative that Meghan's PR machine couldn't control. Soon after, Meghan reportedly cancelled her upcoming rollout for American Riviera Orchard's next product line. Insiders described her mood as nuclear. She was pacing around her estate, shouting at her team to fix it. She believed it was a coordinated attack, but really, it was just the internet doing what it does best, turning one woman's misstep into a meme storm. Within 48 hours, Dana's segment had amassed over 15 million views. Memes flooded timelines, comparing Meghan's jam to store-bought jelly sprinkled with royal dust. And while Meghan fumed, Dana doubled down, joking on air, "If you're going to sell authenticity, you might want to actually own what you're selling." Then came the twist. Dana revealed she'd received an email, allegedly from Meghan's legal team, asking her to stop mischaracterizing Meghan's business role. Dana didn't name names, but she didn't back down either. "If Montecito wants to fact-check me," she said, "they can start by fact-checking themselves." That clip went even more viral. Now, Dana Loesch wasn't just a conservative commentator, she was the woman who stood up to Meghan Markle and didn't flinch. Talk show panels turned the feud into a full-on spectacle: Markle versus Loesch. Image versus authenticity. Hollywood spin versus hard truth. Behind closed doors, Meghan was spiraling. Sources claimed she called her longtime friend Marcus Anderson in tears, venting that the American media had turned on her. Harry, reportedly exhausted, begged her to let it go, advice she didn't take well. "That woman called me a liar to millions," she allegedly snapped. "I won't let that stand." But her advisors warned that fighting back would only make things worse. Still, Meghan couldn't resist. Days later, a source close to her told People magazine that the Duchess remains committed to uplifting women and standing firm in the face of misinformation. But the statement backfired. It didn't deny anything Dana said. It just reignited the debate. Meanwhile, Dana was 3 steps ahead. She released yet another breakdown, The Meghan Effect, When Image Becomes Empire. This time, it wasn't a rant. It was surgical. She showed trademarks, timelines, contradictions, and ended with a smirk. "Some people build businesses. Some people build illusions. The trick is knowing which one you're buying." That clip hit 25 million views in a week. Global outlets like Page Six, The Telegraph, and the Daily Mail all covered it. For the first time, Meghan was trending alone, not alongside Harry or the royals, just her, and a story about authenticity, ego, and illusion. By mid-2025, PR experts were citing Meghan's saga as a cautionary tale, how not to brand yourself in the age of transparency. Even marketing analysts dissected her missteps, calling it a masterclass in losing control of your narrative. Behind the scenes, whispers claimed Netflix was re-evaluating her upcoming projects amid the backlash. Advertisers were hesitant to align with her image. Dana hadn't just bruised Meghan's ego, she'd stalled her momentum. By the end of the month, Meghan went silent. No new posts, no appearances, just one old photo of her smiling with a jar of jam, now flooded with sarcastic comments. Did you really make this yourself? Founder energy, or founder fantasy? And in the strangest twist of all, Dana Loesch ended up becoming the story's unexpected winner. Her ratings skyrocketed, her clips dominated social feeds, and her name was everywhere. She even joked, "If I'd known taking on Meghan Markle would boost my show this much, I'd have done it sooner." Meanwhile, Harry, reportedly fed up, urged Meghan to step back and quietly rebuild her image, but that's never been Meghan's way. Silence feels like surrender, and she's not the surrendering type. Still, there's no denying it, Dana Loesch did what few ever could. She turned Meghan Markle's polished American reinvention into a modern cautionary tale, a lesson about how, no matter how perfect your image is, you can't fake real. As the storm finally faded and Meghan reappeared weeks later beside Harry at a charity event, the sparkle was still there, but something had changed. The once bulletproof Duchess had cracks now, and those cracks were shaped exactly like Dana Loesch, because in the end, it wasn't the palace, the tabloids, or the royal machine that tore down Meghan's illusion. It was one voice, one microphone, and the truth that refused to whisper. When it hit, it roared.